Welcome to Do It Lowcountry. We are here today with Louise Cohen from the Gullah Museum, and you are in for a treat. I was just asking you, welcome Louise, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
Heritage Library is actually sponsoring this, and we're talking about decor and dining and drinks, but really we're doing this about history. And you have a vast knowledge of Gullah history, and thought it would be really fun to chat with you today a little bit about the history in the Lowcountry and Gullah history.
Okay, all right. Well, yes, I'm Louise Cohen. I'm a native of Hilton Island. I'm a member of the 5th generation of my family.
Are you really?
Yes, I am. So we are the Gullah Museum, and I always say Hilton Island authentic Gullah Geechee cultural heritage educational center site.
Wow.
And we are all that.
Okay.
All that. So
that's an important
it
distinction.
You know what? And I'm kind of a spiritual person, and I listen to God a lot. And when I would introduce the Gullah Museum, I would say the Gullah Museum of Hilton Head Island. And one day he stopped me, okay, and said to add the other things to it.
Oh, wow.
So I did, because we are just what I say we are. We are authentic. We are the Hilton Head Island Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Educational Center and Site. And we do have it all at our site at 12 Georgiana Drive. We're right off of Gumtree Road.
Gumtree Road. I just went by today. It's really beautiful.
And when you're talking about the history of Hilton Head Island, you have to think about the land where we reside. Okay, the land itself is so very important, because when our people escape from slavery, see, my folks was taken from Edisto Island. That's where when they were brought here, they were sold off on that auction block in Charleston, South Carolina, and they were sold to Edisto Island. And back in the day, some of those plantation owners had more than one plantation, so that means somebody's family was going to split.
Got it.
So my family was split from Edisto Island and was taken to Rose Hill Plantation. So that's where my great-great-grandparents was enslaved at Rose Hill Plantation. And they escaped, and I'm making a long story short, they escaped from that plantation. And every time I look at the water, it reminds me of them escaping, of my great-great-grandparents escaping, Caesar and Mariah Jones, escaping with 3 children.
I can't.
And the youngest of the 3 started to cry. He did not want to get caught. So he ordered his wife, which, speaking our Gullah Geechee language, a lot of times you don't hear the whole name. We say part of the name. Her name was Mariah. He didn't call her Mariah, he called her Raya. He said, Raya, throw that gal overboard, because he did not want that child crying to cause them to get caught. So instead of throwing the baby overboard, she put the baby in her bosom, okay, with the baby's mouth to her chest. She put some pressure on the baby's head that muffled the baby's cry. And they made their journey from Rose Hill Plantation. You have to take Sawmill Creek and rowing a boat all the way from Sawmill Creek to Port Royal Sound. That's where Mitchellville is.
Sure.
And that's where they came up, and he joined the Union Army, okay? Bought over 125 acres of land here, and if you're crossing Jonesville Bridge today, and you see the area Jonesville, it's named after him.
Jonesville.
Oh yeah, it's named after him. So it's a lot of history here, and a lot that people don't know of.
Do you still learn a lot every time you do a little more research, a little more
Every
dig?
time you do a little research, you learn more. And like now, a lot of us are into having our DNA done to know exactly where we're from. I was so shocked when I got mine, because we focus so much on Sierra Leone and Angola and Liberia.
Yes.
I was so shocked when I got my result back, and it said 49.8 Nigerian.
Interesting.
So that means that now I'm thinking about the Nigerian people. And I was telling one of my visitors one day, I said, you know what, sometimes I wonder, why do I put when I get upset, I put my hand on my hip.
Your hips.
You know, so he said, not only that, Miss, he said, but what about that? I said, yeah, that too. He said,
Oh my gosh. If you have not had a chance to go to the Gullah Museum, it is absolutely an experience. And it's not for kids, just for kids.
Not
it's for
just for
families,
kids.
it's for people. It's a great learning experience.
But you know what, Debbie? Now I find out after we reopen on the 3rd of July, it must be a movement. I have never seen so many
Many
people
people.
come to the museum wanting to learn about the culture.
It's a gift.
Yes, it is.
It really
Yes,
is.
it
Thank
Yes.
you for joining
Yes,
us.
ma'am.
Stay with us. There's a lot more to come.